Today I am going to make raspberry blueberry chocolate chip scones with Jiffy mix. I found this recipe online and I'm going to give it a try. I have carpal tunnel in my hands, so I can't do all that kneading, and this is actually going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm going to do it anyway. Well, the recipe calls for 1 box Jiffy raspberry scone with 1/4 flour, 1 stick of softened butter. Now I do know I learned on, what's that French chef's name? I can't remember her name. She had a very famous cooking show, but she always said, and Martha Stewart always says, use cold butter. This one says to use softened butter. It asks for 2 tablespoons of cream. Jiffy mix has a recipe and it calls for 2 of these boxes plus sour cream. I don't have any sour cream, so I found this recipe as a replacement, and I'm actually using eggnog as the milk because it's really thick and it cooks well, and it makes things kind of a little bit moist. You don't want your scones too moist, but you know, it just adds a little extra flavor. The first thing I'm going to do is the 2 tablespoons of milk. It doesn't require any eggs, so okay, that's all it says for milk. And then it says, I'll have to read the recipe. I'm already off to a bad start because it says to put this in 1 tablespoon at a time. I don't think it matters. I mean, the milk in 1 tablespoon at a time, which I did not do, so we'll see. I think it's going to be fine. And then 1/4 flour. And then I'll put those in last. Actually, I'll do this because apparently if you coat the chocolate chips before you put them in, they float better or something. I'm not sure how that works, but that's just what I've heard. So that's what I'm doing. And so now I'm going to stick the butter in. It's still pretty chill, even though whoopsie. I think I'm messing this all up. Well, that's why it's called the Not So Perfect Cooking Show, and I am using one-handed cooking methods when I do this, so there you go. All right, so it's going to turn out however it's going to turn out apparently, and so I need to stir this, and I will do that, and then I will add the blueberries after I stir it. And the chocolate chips, like I said, will go last, and I will be right back. Over here I have the tray that came with my Bravo New Wave oven. The one thing I can say about this oven is it does bake really well. So far everything I've baked in it has turned out pretty good, better than the oven, so that's fine. And I just ripped off a piece. And I use this parchment paper because Kirkland gives you the nice big rolls that last forever. Same with their aluminum foil. I recommend if you use aluminum foil a lot that you... Oh, and then there's a cat. She likes to hide in the window. And always pops out when I'm cooking, and I try to get her not to because why? Because you get cat hair over everything and I have to keep cleaning. Thank you. No cat hair. The best way for her to go is to come up this side and to walk up here and to go in there, and then she avoids all this. But as you can see, we're still new in this. We haven't even been in here April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 7 months. We've been in here 7 months, but it's been a rough 7 months. And so I haven't quite figured out how to, I want to actually build a ramp going up from here so that she can just walk in there. So if you can see, this is falling apart, and this is falling apart in there. I, of course, am already starting off on the wrong foot, but life goes on. So I've put some blueberries in here. I've got my coffee ready. I've got my chocolate chips ready. And I am going to drink that myself. And I believe I'm going to stir these in, and then I'm going to throw flour down here, and I'll be right back. It seems that I am just making a mess of everything, so I am going to just throw some random chips in here, shape it like scones, put it on the tray, and then we'll see how it goes from there, because this is just too hard to go in between the recipe online and trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do next. So I think I can figure out the gist of it, and I will show you when I have them on the tray. There you go. That's my scones, and it says to cook for 375 or 400 for 12 minutes, so I'm going to do 375 because slower cooking is better than overcooking too quickly, and we will just see how they turn out. The recipe will be in the links, and you can do the recipe yourself, probably better than me, but my son was craving some scones, so they look like cookies. I hope they expand bigger because they're going to be some flat scones. Well, I made some probably very tasty cookies. The scones have left the building. We are left with scone cookies, maybe? So better luck to you than me, because these are not scones. They're too flat to be scones. Probably I didn't shape them right or something. It's obviously something I did, because most of the stuff I bake does not come out very good. So it tastes good, but it never comes out the way it's supposed to. And I'm still working on that bread recipe. So good luck to you. Go ahead and share your scone story. And I will leave 2 recipes, the Jiffy box recipe and the recipe that I used for this. But they taste like scones, like scone cookies. I'm actually surprised. They taste really good, actually. Yum. Yep, they're good. Gandalf, what are you doing? Are you trying to get in there? What? He'll be out in a minute. You just have to wait, Bubba.